Welcome to the Trashfire Podcast. I'm your host, Stuart Richardson, and this is my co-host,
Caleb.
How's it going?
It's going, bud.
It's going. We're going.
I haven't killed myself yet, so let's see how far this
Me
goes.
too.
In the words of a very wise man. So, Stuart, what's going on today?
We are in the United States.
Yeah, I haven't left it in quite a while.
Yeah, me neither.
This is our because we don't really want to have to record every week because we don't get a chance to record every week. This is our second recording of the week.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Doubling up.
So I can not have to worry about not uploading every Monday because
That's good.
yeah, it's generally pretty good.
So. Topic.
This is slowly becoming less and less organized, but I feel like it's
going.
It's going.
Yeah, I mean, who cares about quality when you have lots of content?
Yeah, that's
exactly.
That's, we're the Russian army now.
Yeah, basically.
So, Stuart, your childhood. Do you have any good childhood
Do I have a
stories?
childhood? Well, let me tell you about that childhood. What did I do as a child? I was, okay. You know those guys where they're like, I'm a nice guy, TM, and they have their fedoras. And,
Yeah, you gotta tip that.
Yeah. So I was on my way towards that.
Oh, yeah.
And then I discovered the internet. And then I discovered that
Yeah, I had a kind
men
of
exist.
I had a kind of phase like that.
Yeah.
Where I was like, oh yeah, fedoras are cool, but I wasn't really.
Oh, yeah,
about, like, the...
I have about 4 fedoras in a closet somewhere.
Yes.
And I emerged from the closet and left them behind.
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
Let's see. Yeah, I think I've got a fedora sitting around somewhere too. I've also got a good few flannels that I wear sometimes.
I've never really owned flannel. Are flannels nice?
They're kind of nice. Like, I don't really like long sleeve shirts, you know?
Yeah, you're more of a hoodie guy if you're gonna have long sleeves.
Yeah.
Seems like.
But sometimes it's nice to wear a flannel.
Yeah.
You can be a bit warmer without having to commit to putting on a hoodie.
Nice. So I have a question for you.
Oh, yeah, Stu.
Just like something that was on my mind, unrelated to anything thus far.
Yeah.
You had a GF at one point.
Yeah.
Did you ever meet the GF's parents?
Yeah, that was kind of weird because she lived with her aunt. And so I, met her aunt pretty early.
Yeah.
And then, yeah.
Did you meet the parents on top of the aunt?
No. I ended up meeting her dad a year after we started dating because he lived in California.
Did he threaten you?
No.
Lame. That would have made a good story.
It would have made a good story. And then, I met her mom after we went to a concert one time.
Cool.
That was
concerts.
interesting. Yeah.
You go to concerts?
I've gone to one concert, Stu.
Wow.
Yeah. It was 21 Pilots.
Do you still like 21 Pilots?
I enjoy them.
I mean, I was able to enjoy them. They weren't my style of music. I was a little more hipster during that time. But then Suicide Squad happened.
Don't talk about heathens, please. No, stop. So, Stuart, in the abouts of your formative years, and by formative years I mean middle school.
Yeah.
Do you have any cringy stories? Any good, embarrassing stories?
So, middle school.
Middle school.
When it comes to Utah, they have middle school 7th, 8th, and 9th grade. It's weird, yeah. And elementary is 1st through 6th, and high school is 10th through 12th. It's just weird scenario. But anyways, I had an offset of 1 year for my middle school years.
Yeah.
Compared to everyone else I know here in Colorado.
That's interesting.
Yeah, so Seventh grade. That's when middle school started. I went to a charter school at the time. So, like, and it was a K through 12 charter school. So basically, nothing happened. I didn't even change schools. I was still in middle school, but it was like I could still see my elementary school teacher just down the hallway. Hi, and that was awful. So I had this really creepy math teacher.
Really
seventh
creepy.
grade
Okay.
and eighth grade. And so he always told awful jokes.
So he was me.
Yeah.
I was your math teacher.
No, it was like dad jokes, but with a creepy touch, and like all the females in his class, he seemed to take a liking towards. It was not a fun situation. It was just like, I'm, like, should I call it safe to tell? I don't know.
Yeah.
It was.
That kind of reminds me of this technology teacher at my middle school.
Ooh.
Whose name I will not say.
Yeah.
But I've heard some stories, and everyone was just kind of uncomfortable all the time in his class.
Yeah. I have a fun story about 10th grade health.
Okay, why don't you finish your story that you were telling first, Stu?
Oh, I mean, he was creepy, and I thought he was going to molest someone.
Okay, that's all. That was...
Done with that story. But this is an actually good story with a beginning, middle, and end, probably.
Okay.
So, I'm just going to call her Mrs. R.
Mrs. R.
10th grade health. She was awful.
Okay.
I hated her.
Your health classes are so bad.
Yeah.
I hate health classes.
Okay, think of the teacher you hate most at this school. Now times her by 2.
Did you say times?
Times.
I'll go on about that later. Keep going.
Okay. We'll do awful people multiplication later in the episode.
Yeah.
But the Mrs. R, she always had like things. She was like super old fashioned, and she would always go on weird and like uncalled for tangents. Like she's like, oh yeah, when I was a nurse, we got this transvestite in the office.
Okay.
And she went on like half the class talking about a transvestite that came in the office, and eventually my friend, she was like, just don't talk about that, or at least say nicer words or something. And so it was awful. One day. So I knew I was gay at the time.
Yeah.
Like, I knew, my friends knew, she didn't know.
Yeah.
Because she's an old bat. And apparently, in the health curriculum, you talk about love and marriage, which is beyond me. It doesn't seem like it's needed.
Okay.
So she's like, when do you guys want to get married? I raised my hand because I'm a little scrub that likes to be the teacher's pet. I said 30. Would you get married at 30?
I mean...
Like, that seems like a reasonable...
That's a little out the range that I plan on living, Stuart.
Well, it's reasonable for...
It's reasonable.
For
maybe
the
like
general population.
Maybe like 26.
Maybe like 26. That's
like 26. You're still at a pretty good age to start having
kids. So like I would.
You've done what you're gonna do.
Like between the ages of 25 and 35, I see as like reasonable marrying age.
Yeah.
She tells me I'm wrong. She tells me that you need to get married at like before 22 if you can manage it. Yeah.
Why?
Okay. She told me you'll be stuck with the leftovers. I was fuming in the rest of that class period because there are like several things wrong with that one word.
You're gonna get stuck with the leftovers.
I'm gonna stuck with the lady leftovers.
You mean the dude leftovers?
You know who she reminded me of most?
Who?
Professor Umbridge. From Harry Potter 5.
Yeah.
Yeah. She looked like a toad.
Oh, okay, yeah.
But yeah, she was just like, oh yeah, you'll get stuck with the leftovers, and then she went on transvestite this and transvestite that, and then there was this always thing that also irked me, and it was just like, stupid that it irked me, but it was small. But she was like, "Oh, someone didn't put their name on their paper. It's a boy's handwriting, or it's a girl's handwriting."
And I've read your handwriting, Stuart. I could easily look at your handwriting. I'm like, that's a girl's handwriting.
Yeah, exactly. And so I was. So she called me a girl.
I'm probably gonna have to turn down the volume on that section of our conversation.
Yeah,
I'll do it.
I'm
it's
loud.
Fine. We're all good. So, let's see. So, could she be compared to a certain English teacher that we both share right now?
Yeah, she could be compared to, not the English teacher you have this year, the English teacher I had last year.
Okay.
You know her?
Maybe. I see.
Yeah.
I haven't had her, actually.
Yeah, it's like as someone who's just a lot to deal with.
So, our English teacher.
Yeah, I have a theory.
A game theory.
Thanks for watching.
I need to stop doing that.
I have a theory that all English teachers are just people who are a lot to deal with.
I can see that, because, like,
there are good English teachers and there are bad English teachers, but
they all
have the trend of being a lot as a person. They're just like, wow, you're really Englishing right now.
You're very English teacher.
Yeah, you're very, yeah.
I could see you being an English teacher, Stuart.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
you're like up. You kind of got that up thing that
English
teachers
like
do.
I could see myself. I mean, I don't want to be poor, and that's the thing.
Yeah.
But
you could be a college professor.
Yeah.
Like a college professor.
A college professor. Maybe in a fanfic.
No, in real life, you're going to be a college English teacher. Because you've got the English teacher feel to you, you know?
Yeah. That'd be cool.
Oh, wouldn't I hate teacher? I would never want to teach unless it was math, in which case I would teach for the math and not because I like students.
Yeah. I didn't know you were like math. You like math.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, like, you have an understanding with math.
Yeah.
You have, like, you're not the best, but I can manage you. Is that what it's like?
Yeah.
I wish I had that.
I'm pretty good at math, I'd say.
That's good.
But, like, I wouldn't really want... if I'm going to do something, I don't want to teach.
Yeah.
Because teaching is a waste.
Grading, maybe. Or doing lectures online. That seems like a cushy job.
Yeah.
A cushy summer job. Where you just screen record, like working for Khan Academy or something.
Make those POW tunes.
Yeah.
I hate those things so much.
Okay, so you were talking, like, I said, teacher, we have times two. And then you said, we'll talk about that later. What did you mean by that?
So, I hate the English language. But there are certain things in the English language that bother me.
More than all the other things?
And when people say that you times something by another... 0 to 100 in a single sentence.
Well, I mean, it's just like...
My irritation scale.
Okay. Are you one of those people that get pissed off by literally?
Literally? No. I don't care if you say literally. I literally couldn't care. But if you're like, it's you take the number and then you times it by 2. No, times is not a verb.
2 plus 2 is 4. Minus 1, that's 3 quick maths. Okay. So, times is not a verb?
Times is not a verb.
Like, 1 times 1 equals 1.
But that's an equation, not a sentence.
Well, I mean, if you were transcribing...
And if there was a verb, if there was a verb there, that would be equals.
Okay. Is it an adjective then?
It's not really. That's not really anything.
Whoa.
The only time that you should use times in a sentence other than numbers is, and you shouldn't even.
3 times as much as Like, it's 16 times the value of...
It's almost like an adverb.
Okay.
It is 16 times.
Okay.
Or like a adjective almost. It's somewhere in between an adverb and an adjective.
I've kissed a guy 3 times.
Yeah.
That
There you
would be
go.
a good use of the word times.
Yeah, that's good.
That's good.
Yeah.
But 1 times 1 equals 2.
That's fine.
Okay.
But if I take 3 and I times it by 6, that's a bad.
Okay. So I have 3 and I multiply it by 6.
There you go.
Okay. Okay. I mean, I get that.
Yeah.
I mean, I use times a lot in speech in that way of the word, but you know, like I get behind using better English.
Yeah.
People are like, "Oh yeah, grammar
funny.
sucks. People just should talk how they want." I mean, I get that, but I also want to be better than everyone else.
Yeah. Peeving is. I spend a lot of my time peeving, just over stupid things that I know. Stuart, do you have any peeves?
Do I have any peeves? Mouth breathing. Even though I'm a hypocrite when it comes to that.
All right.
I'd say that's definitely a big peeve that comes to mind. But I when I interact with people,
Yeah.
I try not to think too much about it, that I'm interacting with a person, so I don't get annoyed and I can be, what's the word, efficient in my social interactions.
So you just kind of ignore the things they say and listen to what they say.
No, I just ignore people entirely and wait for the thing I want.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that makes sense.
Like, people could tell me about how they were beaten as a child, and I would only listen to the part that they tell me where the what the locker combo is.
Ah, okay. So you're like, so you're talking about, somebody's like, hey, so like I'm kind of having a bad day. Can I talk to you?
Yeah.
And then you're like, yeah, sure, but could you give me the locker combo first?
Yeah. And they'll go on their tangent, and I'll listen for the locker combo. You can tell if I like a person when I remember a story they told me.
All right, Stuart.
Yeah. Or maybe I'm just bad at remembering things too.
See, the thing is, I have a really great memory for things, but there's really no rhyme or reason to what I remember.
I saw this screen cap from a show. It was like
it's a feature, Stuart.
Shut up, Caleb. Okay, I like the iFunny feature.
I like the iFunny features too, but everyone sees them. You don't need to talk about them.
Well, why can't they make a personalized set of features for me? Like Facebook does.
Is this Spotify? Are we talking Discover Weekly here?
I just want, like, maybe I should follow people on iFunny or something.
You should consider it.
Do you have an iFunny account?
I followed you. I followed myself on your iFunny account the other day.
Oh, fun. Okay. I don't look at.
I don't really post anything anymore because I don't really use iFunny all that much.
Oh.
This is Stuart.
Sad.
Yeah. It's poppin'.
It's bopping.
What's poppin', B?
Oh, poppin'. Okay. What's poppin' with me? Well, I wrote. I spent all last night trying to finish a screenplay.
Okay.
So I wrote a screenplay last night.
Writing a screenplay.
I did write a screenplay last night for a pilot to a television show, and it's awful.
Is it called The Good People of Dunkelgelb?
No, that's my next project on the list. This one is like more personal for me. It's called Third Wheel.
Third Wheel. Ah, yeah. There we go.
But I finished it.
What's it about?
Okay,
Let's hear your.
It's about a man.
Okay.
Who happens to be gay.
Okay.
No relation.
Oh yeah.
And he has a friend, friends who are a couple, and they're awful.
Yeah.
They're just
are.
an awful couple, but he doesn't know how to live on his own, so he stays with them out of convenience.
Stuart, are you doing all right?
Yeah, and it's a comedy.
Comedy, okay. I can see that. I would watch it.
Yeah, maybe a like comedy with a twinge of drama, like a dramedy,
like a dark
dark comedy. Yeah, yeah.
That's kind of how most of the things that I would make would go.
Yeah, yeah. Like it started out as a comedy, and then I was like, well, a normal person would feel this way in this scenario, and then alcohol, and then woo, just downhill from there, and then it got dark, and then it had a kind of bittersweet ending, and then episode 2. How are you doing, Caleb? What's poppin' me?
Well, you see, I stayed up till 2 in the morning last night, and I don't know why.
Did you drink the caffeinated beverages?
It wasn't really related to that so much. It's just like I didn't feel like going to sleep, and so I didn't.
What did you do to fill the void of?
Well,
3 hours past 11.
I usually just go on YouTube adventures.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
I like those.
I discovered this stupid channel. I watched airsoft videos for about 30 of those minutes. And I don't really like. It was like, this is like people who take airsoft that seriously are losers.
Oh yeah.
But like, it's kind of fun to watch this dude just run around with his stupid airsoft sniper rifle and shoot people. And then I moved on from that because the Wi-Fi crashed for a second.
Oh.
And I discovered this YouTube channel where this bounty hunter, like a bail bonds company bounty hunter dude, he goes and he like tracks people down for the bail bonds company. And I spent like 15 minutes on that and then decided to go to bed.
Nice. So, sometimes I watch YouTube channels and I'm like, this is okay. It's not great, but it's okay. And I like it and I'm happy. And then the internet makes fun of it. And then it starts poking holes and then I'm like, crap. This is an awful YouTube channel. Buzzfeed. I'm talking about Buzzfeed. I was a Buzzfeed fan for like a year.
I was going to tell you not to be like that, and then I found out that you were talking about Buzzfeed, and that's... Because the thing is, you got to be more sure about the things you like than just letting other people on the internet poke holes in it, then you don't like it anymore.
But I'm a mindless consumer at times. Okay. And until someone actually points out, hey, they have a video where they talk about their boyfriend's poop or something.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, oh, I was actually watching that? I remember that video. Why did I watch that video? Oh my goodness. Who have I become?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like you do heroin, then you stop heroin, and then you're like, crap, I used to do heroin? That's whack.
Whack. Stuart.
BuzzFeed is equivalent to heroin.
I think BuzzFeed is something worse than heroin because BuzzFeed is truly a horrifying entity.
But the thing is, it's so popular. And it's because they get... it's like a content mill.
Yeah, it's a content mill.
They have, like, a team of people working on making content 24/7. They have, like, 5 videos a day. And you know what else is a channel like that is? Watch Mojo.
Yeah, Watch Mojo, BuzzFeed, what else? Who else makes me mad like that?
Upworthy as a website.
Like all those massive YouTube, massive YouTube channels.
YouTube mills.
Yeah, the YouTube mills, where they just like produce a ton of pandering clickbait content.
Yeah.
Why the Holocaust happened. Yeah. BuzzFeed caused the Holocaust. You heard it here first. But, like, they're kind of... I think they're what brought YouTube down to where it is now.
Ooh, next episode of the podcast. Want to do a Why I Left BuzzFeed episode?
Sir, we never follow up on those, and you know it. Last week we were like, oh yeah, I'm going to talk about this next week, and I have no intentions of talking about that this week.
What did we say we were going to talk about last week?
I don't even remember.
We don't even remember.
Something made me mad, and then, like, I was going to peeve about it like I did about Times.
Oh, yeah.
And then, like, I just never got around to it. It'll probably happen eventually.
Oh, yeah.
Because there's going to be a lot of
We're going to let this podcast naturally flow.
Yeah. We don't even have topics this week. We've
Yeah.
just been talking for, like, 20, 30 minutes.
I mean, we talked about middle school. We talked about BuzzFeed. That's content right there.
But,
Let's become a content mill. Okay, we need 7 more teams of podcast people.
I don't think there's a whole lot of people who would be either willing to join our podcast or who I'd want to post on my YouTube channel.
Yeah.
We'll have guests eventually, I promise.
Yes,
and then the podcast will become more interesting.
Yeah. Because eventually people will get sick of us if people are listening at all.
I've got my the video 1, which is up now at this point, has got 2 views.
2 views?
2 views.
Were they you?
Or 5 views.
5.
One of them was probably me.
Yeah.
But let's see. It's got 2 comments from my 3 subscribers.
What did they say?
One of them was a okay emoji, and then the other one said, I fully support this, and it had like the black okay emoji.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
You got a racially diverse group of fans.
No, they're both really white. It's Quinn and Alex. Or Alec.
Yeah.
So, it's, we got a few minutes left. Is there anything
that I'm burning to talk about? Fire drills are stupid.
Yeah, you're right.
We just had a fire drill.
Fire
drills are stupid.
Can I have your attention, please?
Can I
have your attention, please?
A fire emergency has been reported in the building.
There has been a fire emergency in the building. Why? I understand for legal reasons you have to do it.
Yeah, but, just the way it happens, and it's like at the end of a class period, and then you lose out on precious learning time, and I don't know, or something
Let's
like
be
that.
honest, this is a high school. We don't learn anything here.
Yeah.
I learned more from
What's the
podcasting.
most useful thing you've learned in high school?
I learned, I hate myself.
I learned that no matter where you are, you'll be depressed.
Yeah. See? High school teaches depression.
Yeah, high school teaches you about your inner psyche and how everything sucks. I also learned how to 3D model, which is pretty cool.
Yeah, basically game design is one
Yeah,
of mine.
game design
and chemistry have taught me a lot.
Yeah, I didn't take AP chemistry. I government. AP government. I learned so much in. Like,
I should have taken AP Gov.
If game design doesn't work out for me, I'm going politician.
Stuart, you would make a good politician on that.
Yeah, I know. I just want power.
Yeah, you would make a politician. You would make a good politician.
I would say anything to get power. That's the thing.
Yeah, it's horrifying.
Yeah. It should be. I don't trust myself in public office.
I don't trust anyone in public office.
Yeah.
But I don't really want to do it myself, so I guess I'll let people do it.
Yeah. Well, that was a good episode. I think. Wait, were you gonna say something?
I was gonna talk, and then what was I gonna say? I think if programming doesn't succeed for my career, I'll probably what would I do?
Chemistry?
Chemistry? No. I don't really want to go back to school. It's basically
podcast.
Professional podcaster. I'll go into making YouTube and Twitch streams.
That would be cool.
That's what I'll do.
That's every 12-year-old stream.
Yeah.
For the last 10 years.
And now we've just kind of started forcing it through.
I wanted to be a Minecraft YouTuber as a 13-year-old.
I tried to become a Minecraft YouTuber as a 13-year-old, and then I realized that I downloaded the trial version of Fraps, and it lets you record like 2.5 minutes at a time.
I didn't have a computer, so I downloaded a screen recorder on my iPhone, so I could do my Minecraft Pocket Edition Let's Plays.
That's so good.
I uploaded one video.
I see. There are a couple videos from the dark ages of my channel when I was like, God, it had to have been like 2014, 2013. I was like 13 or 14. And I had this old computer that could barely run Minecraft on the lowest settings.
Yeah.
And so I had I uploaded one video back then, and it was this really dumb video that I recorded on my webcam, and if anyone ever finds it, I'll kill myself. just as soon as someone mentions it in conversation, I'm leaving and I'm gonna go home and shoot myself.
FYI. Cool.
All right, Stu. So it looks like we are out of time.
Yeah, like we gotta actually skedaddle in 5 minutes.
Okay. Yeah, like not in 5 minutes, probably.
Like,
actually, no. We got 5 minutes.
So this has been the Trashfire Podcast.
It has been, and it's
bad.
Look forward to it every single week. Kids.
Every single week, probably. Yeah.
Hopefully. We've got at least a 1 video backlog now, so...
Yeah, that's like 2 weeks of work we don't have to do.
We've now recorded 3 times as many episodes as we've uploaded. Wow.
We've probably done more than that because, like...
Oh, yeah.
We weren't actually recording the whole time.
No, there was that first time when we recorded a full episode and found out that the mic didn't work.
That was a good time.
That was a good time. And then there was that first time when nothing was recording.
And you know what what we call that? Trashfire.
Trashfire.
Trash. Okay, so I don't know how to stop this, so I'm just gonna cut out in the middle of this.